So, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Janice. I think you guys all know that by now. And we're going to do our usual flow. I've added a couple of different things. The speaker's okay for you? Okay. First, like some heart opening. I want to show you some mudras today, which are hand positions that help feel the energy in our body and enhance our practice. So we'll play with those a little bit as well in some familiar poses. So we'll start in a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. If you need to, you can place a block or a towel under your seat. You can keep the knees bent, feet in front of you, straighten the legs, whatever feels good to you. Let's take a moment to connect to our breath. So maybe resting the hands on the tops of the legs, palms down, or if you'd like, you can try resting the palms up in a gesture of acceptance. Just accepting the practice and whatever is going to come to you today. And also releasing anything that maybe you've been holding on to today that no longer serves you. Feel the breath as it enters the nose and travels through the body. Feel it touch every part of our respiratory system. Gaze is soft or eyes are closed here if you'd like. Feel the breath as it moves in through the nose, down the throat, into the lungs. And then imagine the journey of the breath through the rest of our body, to the heart, into the bloodstream, reaching all of our internal organs, and even making its way back out to our skin. And then exhale, releasing the breath, feeling it move up the throat and out the mouth or the nose again. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we'll inhale the arms up overhead here. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. So this is a position that we've done quite a bit. This is called Anjali Mudra, and it's to support our heart center. So just press the thumbs into the heart here, connecting with the heart, connecting with the breath, taking a couple of breaths here. Inhale the arms up overhead, and exhale, release the hands down to the sides. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. I'll mirror you guys. If you find yourself on the opposite side, it's okay because we're going to do both sides. You can bring your right hand to the top of your left ear or the top of your head, not pulling, but just resting the hand there to provide a little extra weight. And then start to explore the space around you with your left hand, moving it forward and back, stretching out to the side, just feeling into that space in the shoulder and the neck. If anything feels particularly good or feels like it needs a little extra attention, maybe pausing there and giving that place a little more breath. Inhaling here and exhaling, lifting the head, releasing the hand. Great. So inhale, we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. You can bring the hand to the top of the head if you'd like to. You don't have to. You can stretch the arm, the right arm out, exploring that space. Remembering that this is your practice, so finding what feels good to you and feeling free to pause if you'd like to, or skip over anything that doesn't feel good in your body. Take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale, releasing the hand and bringing the head back to center. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. So we've explored this Anjali Mudra. Now we'll explore the Lotus Mudra. So pressing the thumbs and the pinkies together and the bottom of your hand, start to open the middle three fingers. So this is the symbol of like a lotus flower, and you can kind of see that flower bloom there. And the lotus, if you're not familiar with them, is a flower that grows up through a lot of like mud and muck. So there's a saying that the lotus isn't possible without that mud. So that's a good thing to remember when we're making improvements in ourselves and moving through life. Inhale, raise the hands overhead. Good. Letting that lotus bloom toward the sky. And exhale, lower back down to the heart, and you can feel the palms again for that Anjali Mudra. And exhale, release. Inhale the arms up overhead, and start to turn to your right, dropping the right hand behind you, and the left hand to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen, lengthening through the crown of the head, maybe tucking the chin slightly. On the exhale, twisting just a little bit deeper. Great. So with each inhale, we lengthen through the spine. And with each exhale, twisting. Maybe looking over that back shoulder if that's available to you. One last inhale here. Exhale. And then inhale back to center and start to move to the left, dropping the left hand behind you. Right hand to the top of the left knee and twisting. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And again, with each inhale, lengthening through the spine, through the crown of the head. And with each exhale, twisting just a little bit deeper. Just feeling the sensations in the spine and the side body. One last inhale and exhale here. And inhale back to center, arms up overhead. Exhale, turn the palms out, release the hands to the mat. Great. So we'll move to our hands and knees here and explore some cat-cow with a few little add-ons. So remembering that the knees are stacked under the hips, shoulders, elbows, and wrists are in the same line, and you're rooting down through the fingers and the knuckles to give that palm a natural lift to keep the pressure off the wrists. So inhale, lifting the chest forward, lifting the tailbone, letting the belly dip toward the mat. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale forward into your cow pose. Exhale back, arching the back like a cat, rounding that area between the shoulder blades, back reaching toward the sky. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. And then move through a few of those at your own pace with your own breath. Just moving with the breath. Chest comes forward, tailbone up on the cow pose for the inhale. And then on the exhale, arching the back, sending that center of the shoulder blades toward the sky. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, find a neutral spine. So back to your tabletop position. Take a full breath here. And then inhale, start to lift your right leg off the mat and extend it behind you, reaching through the foot. Toes are spread and active. If you'd like, you can also lift the left hand here, reaching it out in front of you, but retracting the shoulder blade back so that you're not falling into the shoulder here. Good. And then exhale, bring that back down. And we'll do that on the other side. So extending the left leg back, reaching the right arm forward, pulling the shoulder back. Holding here, long through the foot and the hand. And then exhale, release. Now on this inhale, lift. I'm going to start on the left so you guys can see what I'm doing. Lift the left leg so that your knee is kind of at like a 90-degree angle. And you can stay here, maybe opening the chest by reaching the right hand back. Or you can take your right hand, if it's available to you, and grab the inner arch of that foot. Good. Pressing the foot and the hand into each other. If you're here, so the leg lifts, the chest lifts, and then exhale, release gently. Great. And we'll do that on the other side. So inhale, lifting that right knee so it's at a 90-degree angle, the thigh is parallel to the mat. Reaching back, either reaching back through the fingers here and getting that same benefit, that same arch, that same lift, or if you can, grabbing hold of the foot, pressing the foot and the hand into each other to give you that lift and that rounding. That looks great, great. That's great right there. Inhale here, and then exhale, release gently back down to the mat. Awesome. Let's bring the big toes together, the knees wide apart. Sink the hips back to the heels as you start to reach your arms forward and bring your forehead to the mat for child's pose. Maybe rocking the head back and forth here, giving your forehead a little massage. Remembering that you can always use a block or your stacked fists under the forehead to give it some support. As you breathe, feel the back of the body expand. Feel the sides of the body expand. Become more aware of the breath reaching every part of the chest and the belly. On your next inhale, start to walk yourself up so that you're seated on your heels. If you need a modification for this, I might give you a block. You can take a block or 2 blocks and put them under your seat so it takes the pressure off your knees. Here, you want to try that? That's okay. So you can use that modification if you'd like to stay here. And then on the next inhale, start to lift up a little bit through the hips here, or you can stay on the blocks and curl the toes. Try to get all 10 of your toes, even that pinky toe, which is sometimes stubborn in this pose. And then lower your hips back down onto your heels. And again, if that's too much, you can untuck the toes, or you can use the blocks under your seat to support you. So we're getting a nice stretch through the toes and through the bottom of the foot here. So your toes are tucked and you're sitting on your heels. Good. So as you inhale, reach the right arm up and the left arm slides down the thigh. Exhale, stretching over to the left. So we're doing those side bends here with a little variation. Inhale to switch arms. And exhale over to the right. Inhale, switch. Exhale, left. Remembering if you need to, you can untuck the toes at any time, but trying to stay with this if you can. And exhale to the right. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, release and releasing your toes, and maybe just giving your feet a little tap on the mat. Wiggle those toes. Good. So let's slide back into our child's pose again. Good. Just taking a moment here. Put that circulation back into our feet and our legs. And then on the next inhale, sliding forward onto your belly. Bring your hands directly under your shoulders. Not putting a lot of pressure in the hands here, just lightly resting them under the shoulders. As you inhale and pull your elbows back, pull your shoulders back, peeling the chest off the mat for cobra pose. Head and neck in neutral spine, so you're looking just ahead of you. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And if you'd like to, you can put a little pressure in the hands here as you inhale to lift, maybe coming up a little bit higher into your cobra. And exhale, release. Start to tuck the toes. Lifting the hips up and back for downward facing dog as you press into the hands and feet evenly. Feet are about hip distance apart. Hips are reaching toward the sky. If you're struggling here, you can always bring the feet wider, which will give you a little bit more ease with straightening the knees if you're looking for that. Pedal the feet out here, bending one knee, straightening the other leg. Try bending the knees and really reaching the hips toward the sky. Good. Inhale, and then exhale, step forward to meet your hands, as many steps as it takes for you to get there. And hang out here in your forward fold. Hands can be on the mat or on blocks, or maybe your hands find opposite elbows, and you find a little sway here, a little movement. Head and neck are relaxed, nodding, shaking the head to release any tension in the neck. And then on your next inhale, start to roll the body up one vertebra at a time. You can use the legs to help walk yourself up to a standing position. Great. And let's inhale the arms up overhead and exhale palms together, hands to heart center. Feel yourself rooting down through all four corners of your feet. Feet are about hip distance apart, maybe lifting the toes, spreading them, planting them back down, as we often do to lift through the arches and activate the muscles in the legs. Let's find that lotus mudra again, so pressing into the pinky and the thumb and the bottom of the hand as we separate those middle three fingers. And then inhale, lifting our arms up overhead. Just taking a moment here to appreciate this time and this space that we've made for ourselves today to grow. And exhale, bringing the hands back down, pressing the palms and the fingers together. Great. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, releasing the hands. Palms face forward, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Root down through all four corners of the feet. Line the ears up over the shoulders, finding your mountain pose. Tall and strong and steady. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, turn the palms out, lower the hands. Good. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, lower. Let's inhale, lifting the arms overhead. And exhale, bending over to the right side. Really reaching and lengthening out of the side body here. So you're going to stretch kind of on both sides. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right, maybe bringing your gaze to the sky this time if that feels good to you. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Or left, sorry. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn the palms out, release the hands. Great. So we'll come to the top of our mat. If you have your blocks and you want to use them for this, we're going to do the low lunge half split series. So sometimes the blocks can be helpful with this. So if you're using blocks, you're going to place them on each side of your feet like bookends. You're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bringing your hands either to the mat or to the blocks. Inhale, step the right leg back. Lower the knee to the mat, relax the back foot. And inhale, either pressing into your fingertips on the mat, pressing into the blocks, lifting the chest forward, hugging the front ribs in. When you're ready, if you're ready, you can start bringing the hands to the thigh. Feel the inner thighs pulling towards each other to stabilize your center. Inhale the arms up overhead if that feels good to you. And then on the exhale, either bringing your hands to the mat or to your block, start to straighten that front leg, pointing your toes towards your nose, sinking your hips back just a little bit. Great. Yep, keeping the hips up, but just hinging back. Moving the chest forward. Inhale back into your low lunge. Remembering to pull those inner thighs toward each other. lifting the arms overhead. Exhale, half split. Remembering that you can either have your hands on the mat, or if you'd like to have your hands lifted here, this is an arm variation that I like. It kind of opens the shoulders a little too. So reaching back through those fingertips. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, this time bringing your hands to the mat. Stepping that foot back into your tabletop. On the inhale, bring the right foot forward. You may need to adjust your stance just a little bit, either scooting one leg a little further forward, the other leg a little further back. And then rising using your blocks, the mat, or maybe bringing the hands to the thigh. If you'd like, on the inhale, you can lift your arms overhead, hugging those inner thighs together, hugging the front ribs in. Exhale, hinging back at the hips, straightening that front leg, pointing your toes towards your nose, either resting the hands on blocks to open the chest, or coming to the mat, avoiding a rounded back, so trying to keep the back long. Inhale into your low lunge. Whatever variation is working for you, that looks great. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat. Inhale, curl the back toes under, lift that back knee. Exhale, step into your forward fold. So both stepping the back foot to meet the front. Take a full breath here. And on your next inhale, start to roll up to stand. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Great. Everybody good? Okay. Let's move through some sun salutations. So you've done all these poses, and we're going to put them together into our flow. So inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back into your plank pose. Exhale, lowering the knees, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, chest lifts for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press into the hands, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Inhale, maybe pedaling the feet here, lifting the hips toward the sky. Exhale, step forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching out through the crown of your head. Spine is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back into your plank. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, pulling the shoulders and elbows back, peeling the chest up for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press into the hands, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, step the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back into your plank. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, stepping forward to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, either rolling up or with a flat back, reversing that swan dive, coming all the way back up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. And let's do a couple of variations. So we'll start with sun salutation B, which starts in chair pose. So feet come maybe a little bit closer together. That's more comfortable for some people. And start to sink your weight back into your heels. Hips start to come back as if you're sitting in a chair. Hands can come to the heart. Inhale as you lift the arms up, biceps by the ears. And exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back into your plank pose. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, pedal out the feet here. Exhale here, stay here. Inhale, lift the right leg off the mat behind you. And exhale, step the right leg to the hands into your crescent pose. So stepping the right leg through to the hands. Great, to the top of the mat. Inhale, see if you can bring your hands to the thigh. Maybe coming up into your full crescent pose. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, stepping back in your plank. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg behind you. Exhale, stepping the left leg through to the hands, to the top of the mat. Great. Inhale to rise into your crescent pose, or keeping the hands on blocks or the mat. Good. Exhale, lower. Inhale, step back into your plank, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. And exhale, step forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Arms come up over the head. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Great. So that was a little bit new for you guys. You did a great job. So we'll do just one more variation of that, kind of flowing from that into like our warrior series. So inhaling into your chair pose. Great. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And just listen to me for the cues here. So inhale, step the right leg back. Heel is lifted. All 10 toes are facing the front of the mat. Inhale into your crescent pose. Exhale, turn the back foot so your toes are facing the long edge of the mat. And bring the arms out to the sides for warrior two. Front knee stays bent. You have an imaginary line from the back arch to the front heel. Look out over that front middle finger. Hug the front ribs in to avoid tilting too much one way or the other. Good. Inhale, flip the front hand so the palm is up. And reach overhead into that side stretch, which is reverse warrior. Exhale, bring the front forearm to the front thigh. Bring the back arm up overhead. And then you're going to reach this arm over the head. You can either go this way, palm facing down, or I like to sweep that in front of my face and up. It helps to avoid some of the compression in the shoulder. Beautiful. On the next inhale, let's sweep all the way back into our reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Good. Take an inhale here. And exhale, windmill the hands back down to the mat. Step back into your plank pose. Lower the knees, lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, whatever way feels good to you. Arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. So we'll go through that on the other side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left foot back. Rising into your crescent pose. Maybe reaching the arms overhead here. Exhale, turning the back foot so the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Front knee is bent. And moving out, like externally rotating toward the pinky toe. Good. Looking out over that front middle finger. Inhale, flip the front palm and extend back into your reverse warrior. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring that front forearm to that bent front knee. And in whatever way feels good to you, sweep that back arm over the head so that you're making this beautiful long line. So sweep that, down and around so it's coming out over the head. Good, yeah, there you go. Turn the palm down to the ground. Yeah, there. Do you feel the difference in that? Great. So inhaling here, just feeling that line of energy from the outside edge of the back foot all the way out through those fingers. And on the next inhale, we'll sweep all the way back into our reverse warrior, front palm, reaching all over our heads. Great. Exhale, warrior two. And we'll straighten here. And then windmill the hands back down to the mat, stepping back into our plank pose. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here, pedaling out the feet. Exhale, stepping into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms coming up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Everybody do okay with that? Are you guys still with me? Okay. So let's go through that one more time. Now that you have the movement, we can kind of make it into a little bit more of a flow. Does anybody need to get a drink, a little break or anything? Okay. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And remember that you can go at your own pace here too. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right leg back. Keeping the knee lifted, heel lifted, all 10 toes pointing forward as you lift into your crescent pose. Exhale, spin that back foot for warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Beautiful. Exhale, bring that forearm to the thigh. Sweep the arm overhead for extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale back into our warrior two. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step back into your plank pose on the inhale. Exhale, lowering down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, stepping forward to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Arms coming up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. And we'll move to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left leg back. Heel is lifted, all 10 toes facing forward as you rise into your crescent pose. Awesome. Exhale, spin that back foot so it's facing the long edge of the mat. Front knee is moving forward and externally rotating. Inhale, flip the front palm as you arch into your reverse warrior. Exhale, bringing that front forearm to the front thigh and reaching over the head for extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, spin the palms back down to the mat. Inhale, step back into your plank pose. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, step forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms coming up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Great job, everybody. So let's do a couple of standing twists, and then we'll kind of work our way back down to the mat. So let's move back into our chair pose. Finding the position of your feet that's the most comfortable for you. Some people prefer the feet closer together for chair, and some people hip distance or even a little wider. So finding what feels good to you as you sink your weight back into your heels and sinking the hips back. Good. Arms come up by the ears. Great. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Now we'll inhale into our twist. So inhaling over to the right. If this is as far as you can go, that's fine. If you can bring that left elbow to the right knee, go ahead and press that elbow and knee against each other. Beautiful. You can lift that top arm if that feels good to you. Beautiful. Inhale here and exhale, coming back to center. Good. Let's take a moment to just rise and then sink back into our chair pose and move to the other side. So inhaling into that twist, finding the position that feels good to you, still reaching out through the crown of the head, maybe trying the arms in a different position. Great. Taking an inhale to lengthen here through the crown of the head and exhale to twist. Inhale back into your chair pose and exhale, rise and release the arms. Great. Move into our tree pose. So for this, you probably want to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Spread the toes wide and place all of your weight and attention on that right foot as you lift the left heel off the mat and swing that left knee open. You can press the foot and the ankle against each other, or you can move the foot up higher on the leg, avoiding the knee joint. Hands can be at the waist, at the heart, or you can spread your branches wide. Good. If you're struggling with balance, pick a point that's a couple of feet in front of you that's not moving, so not another person in the class, and bring your soft gaze to that point. Exhale, lower the hands, lower the foot, shake it out, and we'll move to the left side. So planting all of your weight and attention into that left foot, toes are spread wide, right heel lifts off the mat, and finding the position that feels good to you on this side. And it's totally normal for one side to feel different than the other side. Good. Inhaling here. And exhaling, releasing the hands and releasing the foot. Awesome. Let's bring the feet nice and wide again. We'll bring our hands to the waist. Yep, facing the long edge of your mat. Good. Pulling the elbows and the shoulders towards each other. Lift your chest towards the sky. Gentle back bend here. As you exhale, leading with the chest, start to come forward into your wide-legged forward fold. Bring the hands to the mat or the ground. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, release. Just surrendering into the pose. Shaking the head yes and no to release the neck. Resting hands on the ground or on a block, or maybe finding opposite elbows. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold one more time. And the next inhale, bring your hands to your legs and start to roll yourself back up to stand. And we'll change the position of our feet a little bit here, maybe bring the feet a little closer in together. So the toes are now wider than the heels as we start to come down into our squat. So only go as far as you're comfortable. And remember that a nice modification of this is, again, using that block underneath your seat. Good. You can use the arms to press the legs a little wider if you'd like to. Great. And then when you're ready, just making your way all the way down onto the mat. Good. Let's find butterfly pose here. So bringing the soles of the feet together and allowing the legs to drop open. If this is uncomfortable for you, a nice modification is a block under each thigh for support. Maybe giving the feet a little attention here, a little massage, the ankles. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, coming forward with a long spine, reaching out through the crown of the head. And just noticing how far you go with no judgment. Every day is different. Every person is different. Inhale to rise. And exhale, release here. Maybe giving yourself a little rock back and forth or moving your wings a little bit. And we'll do a little more restorative version of that pose this time. So inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, just allowing yourself to round over the feet. Maybe moving the feet a little further away to make that a little more comfortable for you. Great. Releasing the head and the neck. Feeling the breath lift you as you inhale, and as you exhale, feeling yourself move a little deeper into the pose. On your next inhale, come back to rise. And let's move onto our backs. So from here, you're going to bring both knees into the chest. And the knees can be close together or wide, whatever feels better to you. And give yourself a little rock back and forth, or maybe make some circles with the low back. Just seeing how that feels in the body. On your next inhale, hug the right knee in and send the left leg out nice and long. Maybe moving the ankles here, curling and uncurling the toes, just exploring the different movements. Make some circles with that right knee and hip. Moving it away from the body, towards the body, just playing with that range of motion in the hips. Now that you're nice and warm from your standing practice. And on the inhale, just pulling that knee into the chest and really reaching out through that active left foot. Good. On your next inhale, bend the left knee, plant the left foot on the mat, and send the right foot toward the sky. Maybe your hands interlace around the back of the right thigh if that's available to you. Trying to keep the head and the neck and the shoulders on the mat. Inhale here, reaching up through that foot. Exhale, lowering the right ankle to the top of the left thigh near the knee. You can use your right hand to push the right inner thigh away from you, or maybe you reach through the legs and interlace your fingers around the back of the left thigh, relaxing your head and shoulders back onto the mat. You can find a little rock here if that feels good to you, or just rest here in stillness. Take another inhale here, and then release both feet to the mat with your knees bent. Inhale the left leg up, or actually inhale the left knee into the chest, sorry, send the right leg out long. And do that same exploration here with the ankles, the toes, making some circles with that left knee and hip. And just getting to know the range of motion in your joints and how the body feels in different movements. Inhale, hug that left knee in and reach out long through the right foot. Exhale here. Inhale, bend the right knee, plant the right foot into the mat, and lift the left foot to the sky. Maybe interlacing the fingers around the back of the left thigh, giving a gentle pull towards you. Inhale here, and exhale, release the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. You can use your left hand to push the inner thigh away from you. Or if you'd like a little more, you can reach through the legs, interlacing the hands around the back of the right thigh. Feet are active. Right thigh moving towards you as the left knee moves away. Maybe finding a little rock here in your reclined pigeon. Head and shoulders relax on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, release both feet to the mat. Good. Just give the knees one hug into the chest here and a little bit of a rock. And then you're going to plant the feet back down onto the mat, moving them as close as you can toward the hips as we move into our bridge pose. We'll move into a supported variation of bridge. Would anybody like a block for that? Okay. So planting down through the feet, arms starting with the arms by your sides. Start to lift the pelvis and the hips off the mat, just gently exploring your range of motion. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. Avoid splaying the knees too wide or knocking them towards each other. As you inhale to lift, and then exhale, release one vertebra at a time. With each inhale, maybe you're lifting a little bit higher as you come back up into that bridge. You can start walking the shoulders towards each other, interlacing the fingers, and reaching the hands towards your feet. With each inhale, start to lift the hips a little bit higher. Good. And then on the next exhale, releasing back down to the mat one vertebra at a time. So we'll move into supported bridge if you haven't already explored that. So as you inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips, and take your block and slide it under your sacrum, which is the lowest part of the low back. If this is something you'd like to explore. If you prefer to stay in traditional bridge, that's also fine. And just release onto the block. Maybe the palms turn up now that you're supported. And enjoy the benefits of this gentle inversion. Taking a few easy breaths here. On your next inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips, removing the block, and exhale, lowering down onto the mat. We'll inhale, pulling the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a little bit of a rock here again. Let's send the arms out wide. And exhale, drop the knees over to the right. You can bring the right hand to the top of the left knee if you'd like to. Your gaze can be over the left shoulder, up to the sky, or over the right shoulder for a little more restorative version of this. I encourage you to explore to find what variation feels good to you. On your next inhale, straighten that top leg And see how that changes the feel of the pose. If you don't like this, you can go back to bent knees. That's totally fine. On your next inhale, bring both knees back to center, back to the chest. Send the arms out wide and drop the knees over to the left. You can bring your left hand to the top of the right knee if you'd like to. And again, see what feels best for you with your gaze. It's very interesting sometimes just to explore how even a small movement of the head can change the pose. On your next inhale, straighten that top leg. And feel that change in how this pose sits in the hips. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center, giving yourself a little massage here, circling the hips, rocking from side to side. Inhale, curling up into a ball, taking another inhale here, and another, filling your lungs as much as you can, holding, and then exhale, releasing down onto the mat, releasing your legs, your arms, your breath. And just finding whatever little movement you need to be ready for Shavasana or a resting pose. It's a little warmer tonight than it has been, but if you do need a moment to put on a layer, or get a drink, or do whatever you need to be comfortable for this final part of our practice, please take a moment to do that. Start to reconnect with your breath. Maybe placing one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. You feel that breath move in and out of the body. This is one of the most important poses of our practice. It allows us to integrate everything that we've just done, find a place for this practice in the body, and to know that we can come back to this feeling anytime that we'd like to. Allow the eyes to close here if that's comfortable for you. And just take a few moments to rest in that sense of peace and ease, and maybe even satisfaction at the work that you did today and the time that you made for yourself. Feel supported by your mat, by the ground, by the earth, by your breath. There's nothing left to do for you now but rest here. Feel relaxation like a wave as it starts at your toes and moves to your feet, the soles of your feet, the muscles of your feet. Release any gripping or tension that you have there. Feel that relaxation, that wave spread up the lower legs, to the knees, to the upper legs, the thighs. Your whole legs are relaxed now. Feel that sense of relaxation move to the pelvis, to the low back, the belly, the middle back, the upper back and chest. Bring your attention to the palms of your hands and release any gripping that you might be doing there. And just feel that sense of relaxation, almost as if you've dipped your hands in a pool of gentle, calming water, and feel that relaxation move up the arms, the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms, the shoulders, the neck. Feel your jaw relax. Maybe your teeth separate, your tongue comes away from the roof of your mouth. The muscles behind your eyes and your nose are relaxed. Your ears and your scalp. And as you take your next breath, feel that relaxation spread through the inside of your body. As everything continues to work and do all the millions of things that our cells and our organs do every day, know that this can be done in a state of relaxation. We don't always need to feel so tense. We can just relax. And we can come back to this feeling anytime that we need to. So I'll give you a moment to rest here in this sense of relaxation. And the peace around us. Nothing to do but rest. Start to bring your attention back to the area around you, to the feel of the air on your skin, to the sounds. Start to bring a sense of movement back into your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, just gently, gently awakening the body from this sense of relaxation. Maybe that movement moves up the legs, you bend the knees or move the hips, up the arms as you move the shoulders and move your head from side to side. Taking some nice deep breaths here. On your next inhale, maybe stretching the arms overhead and the legs out nice and long for a nice full body stretch. And then drawing the knees into the chest. And if you'd like, moving onto your side into the fetal position as we just take a moment to rest there. I'd like to share with you a short poem by Hafiz called It Felt Love. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. Take another breath here, and when you're ready, start to push yourself up into a seated position. Maybe resting the hands on the knees. Just taking a moment to take in our surroundings. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. I so appreciate you all joining me again this week, and I hope that you enjoyed the class and that you found something that you can take with you off the mat and into the rest of your life. We'll inhale, thumbs to the forehead, maybe giving yourself a little massage here. Just taking a moment to appreciate that light and that time that you've made for yourself. Inhaling here, and then exhale, releasing the hands to seal your practice. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you soon.